Okay, today you're going to be doing writing equations and inequalities to represent a word problem, or you are going to be finding the word problem to represent the inequality or equation. Okay, so this is our final practice before the review on Monday. It has some spiral on it, and I would just like to go over number 4. Okay, so let's open our packet and turn to number 4. It says, Jocelyn's company required an initial investment of $2,125, if I could say the number right, for the starting costs and sells construction toys for $49.99 each. Richie's company required no initial investment and sells construction toys online for $39.95 each. Which equation can be used to find T, the number of construction toys that must be bought, so the profit for Jocelyn's company is Richie's company is the same. So because I see the word same, I automatically know I've got an equal sign it off. So if you look at your answer choices, you've got equal signs. Okay, I know that I've got Jocelyn, and I've got Richie. By the way, if I ever can't pronounce something in especially names, because sometimes they have some really crazy names, I just say, J-R. Okay, you don't have to get it. Don't get stumbled over something like that. Okay, an initial investment of 21, and they want the cost to be the same. So Jocelyn has the 21.25, and sells toys for $49.99 each. So the each means that's what we're multiplying. So we're going to have $49.99, and they are using T. I just always use X, okay? Richie's company has no initial investment and sells the toys for $39.95 each. They want to know when they're going to be the same. Now, the reason that this problem is tricky is because most of us would immediately go to this plus. Okay? We would say, well, this plus this has to equal this. Okay? But we want to know when it is actually going to be the same for these two. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. All right, if we didn't have this initial cost, all right, we would write this equation as 49.99x, and we would have 39.95 over here. We would solve for x, and we would be able to know if I sold this many toys here and I sold this many toys here, then the profit would be the same, okay? Or the money would be the same. But they're talking about profit, and she's having to spend this much money right out the bat. So whatever she sells over here, you have to subtract that initial amount from how many toys she sold. So it actually is a subtraction problem because they're talking about profit, okay? And this question is really kind of tricky that way. So I just wanted to go over it. Obviously the 49.99x and the 21.25 have to be on the same side. We're not going to do the plus one. And because otherwise, if you had the plus, then anyways, it's just a very tricky question, so I wanted to go over it, okay? G is not it because it has the 39.95 with the 21, so obviously this one doesn't have, I don't know what they did there, okay? We're not going to do that, so we're going to use this one right here is J. So that is your answer, all right? The rest of them shouldn't be too bad. You're going to be doing some modeling. You're going to have modeling questions. You are going to do, oh, by the way, what does the word congruent mean? Do you remember what the word congruent means? I hope, if you don't remember, because this one says what will make the two angles congruent. Congruent means equal, and we're going to go over this in our proportionals unit. It'll be same size, same shape, but congruent, the actual word means equal. So you know you're going to have an equal sign here when you set up your equation, okay? The rest of them, I'm going to remind you on number 10, make sure you always put your fractions in parentheses if you do not use alpha F1. If you use alpha F1, then you're just fine, okay? And let's keep going. Ooh, which is a rational or irrational number? I'm going to go over this one more time because we seem to be struggling with this, okay? A rational number is any number that you can turn into a fraction, okay? Now, our calculators, because we use them differently, will turn things sometimes that are irrational in a fraction. So I want you to instead think of it this way. If the number when you try and turn it into it's either something that has a fraction or something that has a decimal that repeats or terminates. Now, the crazy thing about terminates is all decimals in this calculator end. They terminate, because the calculator will only hold so many numbers. So look for that repeating factor. And when I'm saying repeating, it has to start from the beginning. It has to be 0.444444 or 0.412412. It is rational if it repeats. If it does not have any repeating factor in it at all, then it is irrational. And that's the safest way. So when you see square roots, and that's what these are, they just don't have the little tops to them because of the way the computer does them, okay? When you see square roots, make sure that you check all of them, okay? And that you check everything that you need to turn into a decimal, all right? Scientific notation, I hope you remember how to do that, and you have a great day. Turn this in for your grade.